Hello and welcome to USTS, the Ultimate Sports Training Show. I'll be your host today for today's show, Bob Lemire, and returning by popular demand. This man wears many hats, many talented. He's talented in many, many ways, spiritually, holistically, and I don't know. We're going to get to the bottom of this. Reiki Master, Velbas Pata, I said that right, Grand Master, and Minister in Universal Brotherhood Movement. Welcome to the show, Steve LeBranch.
Hey, thanks, Bob.
Yeah, you're a regular guest now.
I know, apparently, right? Third time's a charm.
Yeah. Every couple of months. Well, as I told Steve way back, I could do thousands of hours because you're into stuff that a lot of people never even heard of.
Yeah.
And even me saying Belvis Pata, I was happy with myself because I've never heard of that until I met you. And we're going to talk a little about that and what you're into today. Just give me a little rundown what's new with yourself.
So I haven't done a ton the last 9 months. It's been about 9 months since I was here. So the last time I was here, I had gone through the Site K process, the basic workshop, and started doing that type of stuff where you shift your beliefs. Since then, I've taken the Master's Facilitation course, and I'm hoping to take the Advanced Integration course in March. But I've probably, so you use this process to shift subconscious beliefs, and I've probably shifted about 1,000 beliefs.
Imagine.
Right? It's amazing how all these little micro beliefs, make everything up. And even just like you get a little bit of anxiety or nervousness, I can use the process to just like pull it right out of my field.
Right, yeah.
It's crazy.
And you say you haven't been doing much with compared to your life. It's been, you've been
for me, that's
dogging it. Yeah.
I've only done one class, not 12.
Yeah. But, I know a guy like you, once you get into stuff like that, you delve into it so much, you could be teaching that class within a month. That's how you are. And everything that you've been doing, and like I say, Reiki, all right, I like saying Belves Pata.
Yep.
And now you're into, we're going to talk about all that. And you're into keto diet. You're into biology of the vitamins now.
Yep.
Unhealing. It all ties in together.
Oh, yeah.
So one, as your aspect in Reiki, right, ties into all the other stuff that you're doing. There's got to be a different name for that one master who tied it all together, or are you putting that together?
I think it's called life.
Is that what you're saying? Oh, you simplified it for me.
It's like, that's everything at this point is simple, right? So I've been on a personal growth healing journey for 24 years.
You'll always do it, and you'll always be on that
It's who
journey.
I am at this point, right? It's getting to know myself at a deeper and deeper level, and so now it's like I've lost 70 pounds 3 times.
Yeah.
Right, I did the South Beach diet. I've done the workout thing. I've done all sorts of stuff, and now I'm doing keto.
Right.
And it's different. Like I'm working more into the biology of my body. And
Right.
What does my body need to function at its highest level? Like, what does it actually want?
Right.
Versus like what is available to us, which is not.
I believe me.
Not
I'm a firm believer with you. I am. Especially my wife, she was sick many years, and she's like she could talk about nutrition and food because if she didn't eat it right, it could kill her. Yep. And so we eat to a point where you're getting as much vitamins, protein, carbs that you need.
Yeah.
And we all splurge. I splurge like a maniac sometimes, but for the main part, try to keep it going into the a daily tradition of eating right, and it ain't easy in today's world.
No, I mean everything is designed to be addictive. Sugar is addictive,
and it's sugar and everything, salt and
all
sugar.
The artificial sweeteners. The science coming out about it now that it's designed to create a dopamine trigger in your brain, so you think you're getting rewarded,
right? And you are,
Yeah.
Well, it's funny, and even this week, I've been drinking coffee since I was a baby. They gave me coffee with a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
Now, you get hooked on that your whole life, and I'm 68. Just last week, I says, all right, I'm going right to the honey. I'm going to give the honey the shot.
Yeah.
So I had 2 cups of coffee, and I'm going, yeah, good. Not even close to my sugar, though, for my satisfaction. Yeah. And I know that's bad.
Do you know about metal spoons with honey?
No.
So you know how you see commercials with honey and they always have the
Have a metal
little
spoon.
the wooden thing?
Right. Okay.
That's specifically for a reason, because as soon as you put a metal spoon into honey, it
kills it all.
discharges certain enzymes in the honey that are the most beneficial for your health.
Yeah. But
crazy.
it discharges it so that it's not good for you.
Yeah, well, it takes away one of the
Oh,
benefits.
one of them, yeah, right. Well, I heard boiling honey, or if you put honey into hot coffee, it takes away from.
Yeah,
what
some
do
of
you
it, yeah.
do? I mean,
For allergies, raw local honey.
That's what I do. The raw local.
Yep.
Leaves a little taste. I guess it's something you have to acquire. Because I love my coffee. And years ago, they used to say coffee's no good for you. Blah blah. And all of a sudden, coffee's the greatest thing in the world for you. Great for Alzheimer's. Great for your heart. Great for
You
metabolism.
can find a million studies for both sides.
Yeah. Oh God, I know. So you're the Psych K. What's that? Psych K master facilitation.
Yeah, so the Psych K, in the basic workshop, we learned how to do the process and work with the subconscious mind to shift your beliefs. And with the master facilitation course, we learn how to do it from a distance, over the phone or online, so I can do Zoom sessions with people. And it was really like a deep dive and practice into this is how you run a session.
Right.
And what I realized, that the biggest gift for me in that workshop is that it helped me acknowledge that, wow, I'm already really good at this. Like there was people that were sitting in on the course that had taken it before that were watching me. They're like, how are you so intuitive? I'm like, well, that's all the other stuff
That's
I do.
right. Yeah,
you know?
go.
Like,
all coming into
like
yeah.
I already know what the answers are going in. It's getting the person I'm sitting with to see it.
Right.
Because like I could tell you what to heal, but unless you acknowledge it in yourself, it doesn't matter.
So it's psychology. It's like a psychiatrist
It's energy psychology. It's
on
like,
steroids. Psychiatrist on steroids.
yeah, it's in relation to like EFT tapping. People
Okay,
tap
love it.
different
Love
points,
the tapping. Do you do it?
right? I do a little bit of it.
Do
Yeah,
a lot. I love it. I love it.
and like hypnosis, that type of stuff. It's similar.
Yeah, it does it all. That's what it is. When people see tapping, like I go on YouTube and I get out like Dr. Mendel. I don't know if you ever see him. This guy is phenomenal. I love him. He's on TikTok. He's on, and I watch him and I go, I'm gonna do it. And I started tapping a long time ago.
Yep.
Just just in the head area, just to get yourself going in the body. Then from then I went right into acupressure within the last year.
Yep.
Loving it. Acupressure, oh my God. And it works. It really works on me. Now, whether it's all placebo in my brain, is anything real? We don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Does it don't matter?
If it works,
That's
you
what
know?
I'm saying. It doesn't matter. And I got a little story I'll tell you about it after. But so the psych, so you're going to keep taking classes for the Psych K.
Yep. So I'm hoping to attend the advanced, which teaches you more forms of how to do the process,
Right.
Including shifting like core beliefs and like really deep
Yeah,
stuff. It's a little, it's pricey, so we'll see.
Well, no, you've done it, and well, I don't want that. Well, how about Reiki? I don't want that. Well, how about this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you could just go,
working with people, I can.
you could just jump from one, and you could see what you must be able to see what they need, like what they would relate to even more than
Typically, I think the thing a lot of people miss in the healing industry, I have to say it like that,
Right,
because is people think they're like, I'm Reiki 1, I'm going to go heal everybody
Oh, yeah,
now, and
yeah,
it's like,
no, I understand.
what do they call it? First year med student,
Yeah,
got to go save the world.
No,
It's you're more powerful as a healer if, number one, you learn how to listen, and like you make sure it's not about you, like it's about them. Right. Like I could sit with somebody, if they can't hear me, they're not going to get anything.
That's
out
right.
of it.
Yeah. So you have you have to teach yourself how to get across.
Like I'm not out chasing students or clients because not everybody's ready for what I have available. You know.
Right. And what do they have? Like, so say someone does. They want to come do the psychic. What is it? Psychic K? Psych K?
Psych K. Yeah.
All right. They want to work with you with that. What do you have exercises for them to do when they're done with you, or is it?
It's really just a conversation. We sit down, we talk about like, okay, what are you experiencing now that you don't want?
Okay.
And how would you like it to be instead?
Right.
Like, and then we start to explore like, okay, what are the beliefs that support what you're not wanting? And how do you keep it all positive. You don't say, I don't want this. You say, I want this.
Right.
Because the human mind, the subconscious mind is like a 3-year-old.
Right.
Don't push that button. Well, of course they're going to push it.
Yeah.
Like that's what it does.
Yeah. And it evolves from when you were a child and how you were brought up also, and your day-to-day life with your parents, your brothers, sisters, the nuns at school, or whatever you had to do, and friends. Pardon me? Oh, okay. Sorry about that. We're a little low on the mic. Well, low talk is you and me. That's
Right? It's all that deep bass.
Yeah, I love me too. Yeah, we'll start a band after this. What else we got?
Yeah, why not? I've been in a band before.
I wouldn't doubt it. Well, and you would have been. What did you play? Any instrumental? Did you sing, or what did you do?
So I sing. I did karaoke DJ for like 14 years and weddings and
right. We were just talking about
you
that.
put me on a microphone, and all of a sudden my announcer voice kicks up.
Yeah. Well, you got to do
Sunday.
Yeah.
But I played like hand percussion, like African drums.
Oh,
and
cool.
stuff.
Yep.
I used to go to a drum circle down in Cambridge, Mass. In my 20s. It was the first and third Saturday of the month.
Right. Yeah.
It's about 150 people. Drumming, dancing,
that
high
sounds
energy.
Like, yeah. That's like a powwow. It's like a powwow.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah.
Wow. Do you do that anymore, or is it after a while you just
that whole group kind of fell apart? There's little ones all over the place, but it's not as it's not as intense, so it's not as satisfying for me.
Everything, and I got a whole list of stuff you're into. Yeah. But everything you're into, not many people really experience. Although you see it, and I say no because that's not.
I'm like, what's next?
But what I'm saying is, like even with like martial arts, in my world, everyone does it.
Yeah.
No, and you see your world, and there's a lot of people in your world, but people like myself on the outside, like, never even heard of that. Yeah, which is good for you. In a way, it's good. I mean, I don't know how good it is for business.
Well, now social media with all that, everyone's seeing what's available, and they're realizing, hey, I can literally have anything I want.
Right. Yeah, and that's so good. It's good and it's bad, but you know that's.
It's like anything.
Anything. Yeah. And so like the Belvis Pata. Yeah. Well, explain that again to me more. That intrigued me.
So it's angelic healing of the heart.
Okay.
This woman download like a spiritual download. Right. Connected with some sort of energy out in the universe, and just started getting this information on it and this energy. And so, like, if you've ever experienced Reiki tends to feel warm.
Yep.
The Belvespata is like cool.
Okay.
It's like a different vibration or a different frequency.
All right, yeah. And it's like Reiki, but not opposite, but Reiki
it's
in
another
form, or
it's all, the reference I always use is all ice cream, Reiki
flavor.
could be pistachio and, Belvespata's chocolate chip.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And it's what you believe at the point, or what you think your person you're talking to, I would imagine.
Yeah.
What you think they would be intrigued with.
So at this point, like when I do energy work, I don't even think about, like, I literally just let myself be a channel, and whatever flows through.
Right. Okay.
Rule number one with me channeling energy is it fills me up first.
Right. Okay.
And then whatever excess goes to who I'm working with.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Afterlife is it? Do you not that And I know it's.
Oh yeah.
But whatever you're doing with all these different, you're channeling, right? Now you must have experiences that you say, should I even get into this?
So I study. I've studied people who channel information. I've studied quantum physics. I've studied, a lot of the religious and spiritual stuff, and I'm really good at finding patterns.
Okay.
And what I realized is so basically they all say the same thing. Be the best version of yourself you can. Don't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
But like afterlife, the stuff that I'm seeing now is like energy never dies. It can only change form.
Move on.
And what we have available in this existence, like as humans on Earth, is like minute compared to what's available.
That's good to hear.
There's a science. There's a book called Power versus Force, and they did a 30-year scientific study that basically proves we're all one consciousness, where the universe experiences itself in an infinite number of ways.
Right.
So they've developed a scale where they could use muscle testing to determine if something's if something is at the level of below 200, it hurts us. And if it's above 200, it helps us. And the highest level of human experience is about 1,000, And that would be somebody like Jesus or Buddha or some of those high-level spiritual
Right,
teachers.
yeah,
Above that, you can't be in physical form anymore because there's too much spiritual vibration.
Right. Yeah.
But they did some testing beyond that, and like archangels calibrated a level of 50,000. So if we're only at, can go as high as 1,000, and most humans are like 200-300,
Right. Yeah.
how much more is available that we're not even remotely aware of?
And it's good to think that way. That good. There's something. Hopefully, you got to probably got to lead a good life. Hopefully, because I'm a firm believer in karma. And that's my religion. I'm not a religious man, but karma is in all religion anyway.
Oh yeah.
And
well, it's a law. It's
the law.
You get back what you put out there.
That's right. That's right. I'm a firm believer that you don't realize it when you're younger, but as you get older, you say it does work that way.
Yeah.
It really does. And if you put yourself in a frame of mind and try to teach, whether I'm teaching my students or my grandkids or my kids, trying to teach them to be like this with your friends and have fun with your friends.
With yourself.
And with yourself, right. With everything.
Like you could be out there doing all sorts of charity work and helping people, but if you're talking to yourself, detrimentally, you're only going to get that.
Right,
Because the body, like I said, the 3-year-old with the button, the brain doesn't know. So when you're talking negatively, that's all it hears.
Right. Yep. It's a lot of psychology.
Yeah.
And but that's how we grow up. I mean, it is and now with multimedia, wow. I mean, before we had one radio station on a local radio station you listen to, and 3 stations on TV, and you enjoyed them.
Yeah, so, you know why they call them a program, right?
Yeah, because they're programming. Yeah, that's for sure. Oh my God, are we programmed?
Yeah.
But and it's only getting worse. I mean, you can see it out there. Especially,
maybe it is.
Maybe it isn't. Maybe it isn't. Maybe we just see so much.
I think it's more obvious.
That's
and
right.
I think too, as you wake up, you can start to see that stuff, and you step away from it.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, because you can.
Because when you're in the program, you don't know it.
Right.
When you're locked in, you have no idea.
No. Because it's bombarding you every day.
I mean, how many people your age think it's normal to have, 5, 6, 7 prescriptions, and you go to your doctor and you just get sick when you get old? Like, that's the story that so many people live.
Yeah.
My buddy, my mentor, Reiki master, he doesn't take medication. He doesn't go to the doctor.
Right. No.
He eats a whole food, plant-based diet with occasional meat, and he works out and he does spiritual work, and he's never sick.
It's and as we say, what's in your mind? Because as I say, I started with the acupressure, and I'm a skeptic. You better show me this works, but so I practice myself. And acupressure is not acupuncture. Anybody out there?
It's different. Yeah,
it's acupressure, and you can do it yourself, or somebody does it with you, and you put pressure on certain joints that will go stimulate the brain. And I'm not going to get too scientific in it, and then goes to the pot.
Yep.
All right. And the other day we had a meeting at work. Steve and I work in the same company, and we had an all hands meeting, hundreds of people and he's going, and so it's an hour meeting. And I said, all right, if I'm going to sit here for an hour, I'm going to do all my acupressure on my hand and my arm, and no one's going to know.
Yeah.
And I got an hour to kill, so I'm doing this acupressure, right? And I'm a firm believer because it is working on my knees.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, I'm doing all my hands, and I'm just saying, let's see what happens. Maybe 15, 20 minutes into the meeting, I could have, if I closed my eyes, I was going to fall right to sleep. and as I'm doing it, I'm not thinking, and I'm saying, I feel drugged, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
But I'm forgetting that I'm doing my acupressure. So I'm like, I'm gonna get. I don't know if I'm gonna pass out and fall asleep.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I says, I'm doing acupressure on most of the points that I watched Dr. Mendel on when I'm for relaxation before you go to bed. All in your hands and all in your face. And I'm going, I better stop. I'll pass right out here. I'll be sleeping. I won't make the meeting. And but I'm a true believer.
You know what's funny was when my son was teething, when he was, little baby.
Yeah.
He would whine for a little bit, and then he would grab his toes.
Imagine.
And the point on the toes he was grabbing were for the teeth.
That's
intuitive,
yeah.
And he's the one that at 3 years old would sit in the back seat of the car and tell me stories from his past lives.
Oh, that's unbelievable. Now, are you writing? Are you doing any writing? I have probably told this before. You got to write.
Yet.
You got to write because just little stories like that. Experience it.
So I share stuff like that on Facebook.
Right.
I share. For me, I enjoy being in conversation and connection and relationship with people.
Right.
It's real.
Yeah.
For me, I do my best work when I'm working with somebody.
Okay. Yeah,
you know?
that's your talent and that's your gift.
Yeah.
You know, I believe we're all given a gift. You got to find your gift.
Yep.
Or your passion. Your gift is probably your passion, right? And now
Yeah.
your passion just goes on to other things.
I just have 47,000 of them.
But but everything we do,
It's all, yeah.
it's all
all-
relevant with each other.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. You've got a whole different thing from anyone I've ever met. Because a lot of people Reiki, and they do Reiki, and they think
Yeah.
about. But you're going into all different aspects.
I always found it fascinating that people like find their thing and that's their one thing that they do. Maybe it's so like I'm a Sagittarius, right? So that's part of our personality is we like to do 5 million
Right,
things.
okay,
It could be because of that.
Right.
You know, it could be because of my ADHD and I can focus on 37 things at once.
and you say ADHD, and I know I've had it since I was born. I mean,
Yeah.
I just I love it. I got a grandson.
Yeah.
He's 6 years old. Oh, his birthday today. A little shout out for my little grandson, Jerry Gagnon, 7 years old today, and he is the way I acted when I was 7 years old to a T. You can't stop him.
Yeah.
He just wants to go and go, and that's.
Well, and that's kind of how little boys are supposed to be.
I
but,
think so. Yeah.
you know, society doesn't want it that way.
Oh no! And if I'm with him, I'm exhausted in a
Yeah.
half hour, and I'm in good shape. But I'm not even close to this little guy. But as you say, keep going.
Yeah.
Keep into the and not say ADHD where it's going to hurt you, where you can't function, but explore everything.
Well, so there's some stuff so that's why I'm taking the deep dive into the vitamins and the supplements.
Right,
And
right.
There's a guy that I've been listening to by the name of Gary Brecka. He's a biologist, and he worked in the life insurance industry for many, many years, just looking at medical records. And they could pinpoint to the month when somebody was going to die.
Oh my God!
And then, at some point he realized that these aren't just numbers; these are people. How can I help them?
Right.
He's like, because I'm not allowed to talk to them or the doctor.
Right?
But
No, you're not a doctor. Yeah.
no,
yeah.
so the stuff that he's coming out with, he talks about methylation and how the body processes certain vitamins and how most sicknesses are a result of the body not being able to process certain amino acids and stuff. So I've introduced a few of them already and wow.
Really.
Yeah, the next one I want to try is called trimethylglycine for my high blood pressure. He said, if you have high blood pressure, but everything else, like your EKG, everything else is normal, you probably have too much homocysteine in your blood, which causes blood clots and all sorts of stuff. So your body can't methylate glycine. So take trimethylglycine, and it will help your body. The science is amazing.
Oh
so
no! Yeah, yeah. And you're hoping when you go to a doctor that they're going to give you the way.
They don't know this
No,
stuff.
they're not. No, but you think they do.
Yeah.
They know everything about my body. Everything.
Most doctors get all of their information from the sales reps of pharmaceutical companies.
And you're not lying. I know.
You know,
Yeah, yeah.
and so
and the perks.
disclaimer:
Yeah,
I am not a licensed,
Yeah.
healthcare.
Yeah, yeah.
This is my experience.
And the perks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a trip to Hawaii for selling so much oxycodone.
I got so many free samples from my doctor when I was
Yeah.
on antidepressants and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you can't say that it don't, as people are listening.
No.
People need their certain medication. And if your
Yeah.
doctor give it and then that's working for you. But
That's the thing. Do what works for you.
do what works for you. Yeah.
Like if I am, have a gash and my liver is hanging out,
Yeah.
I want Western medicine to save me because they're really good at it.
Yeah. That's, yeah.
You know?
We were just talking about the hernia and stuff and
Yeah.
all that. And people won't take responsibility for themselves.
No.
And that's the big problem.
Yeah.
Well, I went to the doctor and he didn't help me. Well, no, you got to help yourself too.
Yeah.
And, I drink 2 bottles of vodka a day. I don't know what's wrong with me. And you know what I'm saying? We all have our habits. We all have our habits and bad habits.
Yeah.
But you got to try to find out. As you get older, you realize.
For me, it's sugar. I literally have to treat sugar like it's a drug.
Well, it is a drug.
When I used to do the 12-step thing, they had a saying: 1 is too many, and 1,000 is never enough.
Yeah.
I can't have one bite of cake or ice cream because that will literally I may be okay for a couple days, then my mind is like, I was okay with that one. Maybe I can have another. And that's what it does with any addiction.
Yeah. And it is addiction.
Yeah.
Coffee, sugar,
Yeah.
maybe even salt. I mean, anything that's going to please your body.
Yeah.
Your body wants to be pleased.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that because we only have a short life, but
Yeah.
it's going to be much shorter if you don't, calm
Yeah.
down.
And we live in such a instant gratification society. Like
Right.
my kids, any information they want, it's Google. Hey Google, what's this?
It's great and it's not. Both ways you can think about it.
Yeah.
I'm scared. I'm scared for my grandkids. I find myself on my phone sometimes for hours. I'm like, what am I doing?
I can't do TikTok because I will be up till 3 a.m. Like they
Looking
figured
at
out how to trigger my brain in the right way.
Perfect. And that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
And then in the meantime, throw a commercial in there.
Yep.
And everything works out for everybody. But you want to be a society where you go out and live.
Yeah.
You're not living through a phone or you're living through a TV.
Yeah.
But that's so easy, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
It's easy to just sit there and go, oh, look. But yeah, it's going to take a toll on people's bodies if they don't. And I see fasting. You were doing fasting. You do fasting? No,
So I do intermittent fasting.
Okay.
I eat for about 5 or 6 hours
Yep.
in a period during the day, and then I will fast 18, 19 hours.
Right. Yeah.
And essentially what I'm doing is turning my body from a sugar burner into a fat burner.
Right. Yep.
And I'm doing keto with that. So it's very, very low carb, no sugar.
Right. Right.
And the body, you think about our hunter-gatherer ancestors, like that's how they were designed to operate. Like the only sweet things they had was maybe they occasionally found berries that like the birds didn't get to.
Oh, honey. Yeah.
Like that was a treat. Oh, honey. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, what's the risk for honey? How many times
Right.
are they going to get stung to get that?
Right. Oh,
it wasn't
yeah.
worth it.
No.
So it's a lot about being satiated with, different, and like the food back then, it was all nutrient dense. Now we're nutrient deficient, which is why I take a lot of the vitamins and stuff.
Right. I've been taking a vitamin my whole. Actually, my parents started giving me vitamins, and back in the days they didn't have that much.
Yeah.
You didn't have the information, but they'd give me a one a day, little red one
Yep.
a day. I think I was 2 or 1.
Yeah.
A little too young, maybe. Whether it was digesting in my body, who knows?
Yeah.
I've never stopped taking vitamins my whole life.
Yeah.
And now I get good natural vitamins, all natural vitamins
Yep.
that I did. My wife does a lot of homework, and I drop it into a V8.
Yeah.
Well, V8's got some things in it people might not like, but it's better than a lot of stuff you could take.
Yeah.
And it dissolves. It dissolves.
It's you got to think of it like where is your filter in the process? Either you can filter out the pesticides and buy organic, or you can let your body filter them out. And it depends on like what's your experience with that. What can your body process versus what can it?
Right.
That's so a lot of the stuff about the vitamins, right? I used to take a multivitamin, now I don't. I take specific types of vitamins, right? So like vitamin B6, they sell mostly as peroxidine hydrochloride. It's literally in everything. Right? But the body, like some people can't process that, and it actually messes with the thyroid. So you take something called P5P. So like there's all these different versions.
Right.
Folic acid is crazy. So if you see any white bread or rice that says enriched, it means the crop has been sprayed with folic acid. So since they've mapped the human genome, they know all the DNA now. 44% of people can't process folic acid.
Oh, yeah.
And as soon as a woman becomes pregnant, the doctor says, okay, go take your prenatal. It's full of folic acid. Women get postpartum depression. Their hormones go crazy. And then, they have the baby postpartum. And then, they stop taking their prenatal. And then all of a sudden their brain is fine. Like, they blame it on the pregnancy. But it was because their body can't process the stuff they're loading.
Isn't that wild? Yeah.
Vitamin C, right? They sell as ascorbic acid, but that's only one component of vitamin C. Yeah. So you load yourself with ascorbic acid, and your body says, okay, I'm going to pull the minerals from everywhere else to make this vitamin C, and it makes you sicker.
Yeah, imagine. And as you can go on and on like that. The thing is, Q public doesn't understand.
Yeah.
Or normal. I'm not even I myself. As you're going on with a lot, it goes right.
I see your eyes glazing over.
Well,
what is he talking about?
I'm saying, and I do a lot of studying.
Yeah.
I love vitamins. I've always got into I eat fruits, vegetables.
Yeah.
But as you're going on, I'm like, I had not a clue, and I don't even know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So unless you can sit down with someone, write it down. You got to read this.
Yeah.
You got to practice it.
Yeah.
Boom, goes right through there, and that's what's happening every day.
Well, and that's like what I'm learning with myself is simple is better.
Yeah. For sure.
And it really doesn't. I'm noticing certain things don't become important until they become relevant for me. So like for my teeth, there's all sorts of stuff about how bad fluoride can be for you. And they've done studies about how like the towns that have put it in their drinking water, their kids have lower IQs than the towns that don't. And there's new stuff coming out about, it's called hydroxyapatite. So like when your teeth lose minerals, they're not losing fluoride,
Right.
they're losing hydroxyapatite. So brush with that instead.
Right. Yeah.
You know, but like little things like that, you know?
Yeah, Lowell used to have fluoride in their water.
Yeah.
And the parents would go, drink a lot of water. It's good for your teeth.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. God only knows what else was in that water back in the day, too. Because the water was right out of the Merrimack.
Yeah.
And well, I hope the filter's working
Filter,
today.
what's that?
Oh, we didn't know we needed a filter.
That explains a lot now.
Well, the funny thing is we're talking about today that a pipe broke in Drake it.
Yeah.
And we're live right now, so people's water in Drake it. Don't make coffee with your water today.
Yeah.
It's brown.
It'd be a little earthy.
Oh, I looked and I went, oh my God, look at, and I always have fresh water in the house.
Yep.
But people who don't and rely on tap water, they're not even drinking coffee that morning. Or if they are, it's going to be a little darker than they're used to.
Yeah.
Oh my God, and it's just, it'll be like that for hours, the rust.
Yeah.
The rust and the, so that's what's in your pipes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a well at my place. I love it.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
450-foot artesian well.
There you go. Yeah, you can't beat that. I mean, you got to you test it. You have it tested.
I had it tested when I bought the house. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Because a lot, it's funny. I remember because I do a little real estate, and I remember a beautiful house guy wanted to sell his house before, and he had his wellhead. What do you call it?
Like arsenic or
No.
I know in the granite state.
Yeah,
there's
it's
a lot of
in the
arsenic.
granite. It's in the granite. It's I forget what it was.
Yeah.
But it ruined the well, and he couldn't sell the house because well he had to make a new well or do something.
Yeah.
But the whole ground around it because it's granite around here.
Yeah,
too.
so granite seeps all sorts of stuff into
yeah,
the water.
Yeah. I forget what they called it, but that it was terrible.
Yep.
So and my kids live up in Londonderry.
Yep.
And you got to test that well a lot.
Yeah.
You want to make sure you're drinking the right stuff.
Yeah, home filter systems. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna spend the money on a filter system, you might as well, do everything you can.
Yeah.
Like this, I have this new little fancy water bottle. It's
Right.
hydrogen water.
Yeah.
Right. So I pour water in here,
Right.
and it adds hydrogen ions to the water, which is like an antioxidant,
Right.
and it boosts mitochondrial function. So the mitochondria in your cells,
Right. Yeah.
they're what give your cells energy.
Yeah.
Just little simple thing. Like,
Oh,
now
yeah,
this was
yeah.
like a $90 water bottle, paid for by Rise Points at work.
Yeah.
But little things like this make such a huge difference.
Now, what is there a mineral in there that you have to add, or is it just part of the bottle?
No, it's part of the bottle. It's got a battery.
Oh, okay.
Right?
So it generates
any
its own.
filtered water, I just push the button.
Yeah.
And you'll see little bubbles start to come up,
That is
and
cool.
it adds hydrogen to the water.
Wow. I can see it. I can see the bubbles.
Yeah, I've been doing this for 2 weeks, and my energy levels are up.
Get out of here. What do you call it?
It's hydrogen water.
The name of the bottle itself?
So this one is Go Sew It brand. There's another brand called Echo. They're like $250, but
Right,
they're
right.
like top of the line. I wouldn't recommend like a $30 one off of Amazon. I
Right.
don't know that they'll be the same thing.
Right. Yeah. You don't know which one to get. You got to do your homework.
Do some research.
Yeah.
For the price point and what was available, this was pretty good for me.
Well,
so.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because I drink water all day.
Yeah.
And I'm drinking this, and then juices or whatever. But I'm trying to wean from the juices.
Yeah.
Because, and I like the V8 juices, and there's still stuff
Yeah.
in there. But to me, that's the favorite. But I mean, I was doing Powerades for the electrolytes.
Yep.
And this and that. And all right, I need the electrolytes, but then I'm reading the ingredients going, that's going to kill me. So the electrolytes will save me, but everything else is going to kill me.
Electrolytes, wicked easy. Celtic sea salt.
Yeah. And
It
it's,
had 88 different minerals, and it's
Yeah.
literally from sea salt.
And just put a little in your water.
Even pink Himalayan salt is okay.
That's what I use,
You
the
got to
pink
check the
Himalayan.
source.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
a lot of that comes out of China, and now some of that has like heavy metals in it.
Okay. All right.
But
you're bothering me now because everything I'm doing.
I know too much,
Yeah.
like that I can't be satisfied anymore with.
Well, no, you got to do your research. You want, and I take.
I miss eating pizza and ice cream and being okay with it.
Yeah. the thing is, you're gonna get 8,000 point of views,
Yes.
right? And 8,000 people saying my way's the right way.
Yeah.
And they're gonna fight each other. You gotta, as you say, do what you think is right for you, and do your
Yeah.
homework.
Yeah.
People, and years ago when you did homework, you had to go to the library.
Yeah.
Now you go 3
Do
seconds.
they even make encyclopedias anymore?
Oh my God! I'd be in the encyclopedia going, "This is killing me." Now you just look on in 5 seconds. Google me benefits of salt water.
Even some of that though, like you
I know.
gotta really look.
You've got to
You know?
look because we got all these wackos
Yeah.
saying, "Well, I usually make my own salt by clipping my dog's toenails."
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
exactly, yeah.
It's the greatest thing in the world,
Yeah.
and you got to try it. Yeah, and then you got 8 billion people trying that. You know what I'm saying? Fasting. Now it's funny because we were talking about a little fasting, and you're into doing those.
Yep.
This is kind of personal, but I had to go for a colonoscopy about 4 months ago, 3
Yep.
months ago, and I'm not a guy who ever fasted much. I usually have a good diet, and every day,
Yeah.
but I had to fast for 2 days on that drink.
Yep. Ugh.
And people don't want to believe. And when I'm eating, I eat well.
Yeah.
And and I do probiotics.
Yep.
I do a lot of things that I know that I like. But when I went on this drink and I didn't eat for almost 2 days, I think I lost 12 to 14 pounds.
Yep.
Because there's nothing left.
Oh,
in
we're full of it.
yeah. And I never felt so light and good. And I'm not over. I weigh 170. I weigh exactly what I should for my. I went down to 160.
Yep.
I was 172, 173 the day before, and then 2 days later after I was 160.
Yeah.
I was feeling like $1 million. I was hungry,
Yep.
but my body felt like, whoa,
Yeah.
there's nothing in there holding me down or bogging me or plugging me up or.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm back to my old ways, but I mean,
Yeah. Well, and you especially want to do probiotics after a process like that or after fat, anything that empties you out or
Yeah.
even like with me switching from, eating regular food to keto, like my whole everything
it's
changed.
changing on you. Yeah.
I dumped for a little while and then now things are building back up. So
Right.
like I had a dramatic weight loss and then a little bit back up as, okay, these bacteria is going to grow now instead of these ones. And
Right, yeah.
You
And,
know?
and I was doing enzymes with them. I haven't
Yep.
done them in a while, but I was doing enzymes. Only because my wife was into a lot of that stuff because she had a hard time with her stomach.
Yeah.
And she needed her stomach to process the food and be able
Yeah.
to. And that did help. So whatever she does, she goes, Bob, every time I do something, you don't have to do it. Or you'd say do. If it's going to be good for you, I'm going to give it a shot. And a lot of things stick. A lot
Yeah.
of things stick. And I'm not vegetarian, but God, if we're not close to vegetarian, I don't eat
Yeah.
as much meat as I like a good piece of bacon once in a while.
Yep.
Cheeseburgers and hamburgers, they do nothing for me like they used to.
yeah, I had a bison burger a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Good.
It was so good.
It had to be
Because
correct.
not
Yeah.
processed,
No,
It was
where do
just-
you pick up a bison burger?
They sell them at Hannaford's.
Oh, really?
And they just happen to be on sale. I'm like, okay. And it was like better than a hamburger.
Well, that would be all natural grass fed. I would imagine, right?
Yeah, grass fed is the way to go.
And where's that from? Where'd it come from? Texas? But
I couldn't tell you,
yeah,
honestly.
imagine now, because there's no bison hanging around here.
Yeah,
They were gonna kill-
I just drove on the way down here. I drove through Litchfield, and there's a grass fed beef farm.
wow.
Like you can get fresh grass fed
Yeah.
local beef.
Yeah.
It's going to be way better than corn fed and all that
Oh, yeah.
stuff.
It's people don't understand. My wife gives me a list. I do the food shopping on a Sunday morning. I don't mind it. I like
Yeah.
doing it because I get stuff what I want.
I enjoy shopping.
I do. Well, I know I'm going to get what I want too.
Yeah.
But she gives me a list. Now, on this list, I could spend 2 hours in the store trying to find gluten-free, trying to find everything
Yeah.
specialized, because you can find any kind of egg,
Yep.
but you got to find a certain egg that she wants. I usually do find it, and a lot of times I'll look at the clerk and I'll ask them something on this list, and they'll go, "Never heard of that before." I go, "What? Don't say that."
Yeah.
I got to call my wife, "Honey, they never heard of it before."
Yeah.
But that's the stuff we want to do. You want to, because that's going in your body.
You know what's interesting about gluten and wheat too is there's so many people that are from the U.S. that have like a gluten sensitivity.
Yeah.
They go over to Europe and Italy and eat pasta and bread all week and they're fine. Because the crop that they grow in the U.S. for wheat is designed, is genetically modified to grow faster and have a higher yield of gluten in it. And so our bodies can't process it.
Yeah, there's so much.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying?
I mean-
there's so much you have to worry about and do research. And you don't even
It can
have
be overwhelming, but
very,
like
yeah.
so simple, right? Organic whenever you can, especially fruits,
yeah, especially
right?
fruits,
Because fruits will absorb pesticides.
right.
Wheat, especially, you don't want to do anything enriched,
Right.
especially if you can't process folic acid. Sunlight exposure, right? Vitamin D is a hormone, right? The best way to get it is 20 minutes of sunlight exposure.
Right, yeah.
You know, breath work, breathing, getting enough oxygen in your system.
Do you do a lot of meditation with breath work?
I've started doing breath work, and it's
like
noticeable.
Yeah, I love it.
And I'm starting to explore the cold water plunges.
Wow, gee. Well, you have a teepee back in your.
So I don't have it anymore. I give it back to my friend. There was too much water on my property.
Okay, yeah, and it'll kill it. It'll kill your teepees. Yeah.
But I'm thinking about building like a sweat lodge or a sauna.
Yeah.
Because so when you do high heat, your liver lets go of, they're called heat shock proteins, which help with your blood flow and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Cold plunge, cold shock proteins. So if you can keep yourself to the extremes, it's adding good stress to your body versus
right.
work stress.
Yeah. It's funny because and I love I have one of those bathtub jacuzzis.
Yep.
With the sprays.
Hot tub is the second best thing you can do behind a sauna.
Well, I'll sit in this tub. All right, it's just like a regular bathtub, a little bigger, and it's got the sprays. But I'll sit in there. I'll grab a can of beer. And I'll have my phone, and I want to sit in there for an hour, 2 hours. And as it cools down, I get it hotter and hotter.
Yeah.
I'll get up sometimes, and my wife will go, Bob, my high blood pressure, my head looks like it's going to explode. It's red. And I put sea salt on Epsom salt and baking soda in the water.
Epsom salt is great for magnesium.
Oh, yeah. But as everything else, I overdo everything. And I don't think I have high blood pressure. They never said I had it. But,
well, and you probably have good genes too, so your body processes a lot.
But when I come out of that tub, I am red, and then I don't feel that well.
Yeah,
like I think I'm overdoing it with the heat. Like maybe
a little too much.
I'm boiling in like a lobster.
So with that, you're going to want to add electrolytes. Hydrate that type of stuff.
Always.
I mean, beer only has so many electrolytes in it.
Yeah, that's funny. I do the Select 55, but Select 55, which is only 2% alcohol. It's like there's almost nothing in it. But I do like beer. I like the taste of beer. I like just relaxing. So that's a good drink.
That was probably a gift for me, as I never liked the taste of beer.
Oh, yeah. Well, I never did when I was a kid, but I developed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even like big in the spiritual community, and a lot of people I know are doing ayahuasca. Yeah. They're microdosing mushrooms. They're doing something called kambo, which is the excrete of a frog that makes you purge. So they're like, and they do it, ceremonially, having diarrhea and
you better believe.
And like, because of peer pressure, I was interested for a little while, but it's like, you know what? If I get down to the basics of it, it's not necessary. Like, I'm such a purist. Like anything I want is available to me now.
Right. Yeah.
If I can't get it, it means there's something I need to heal or there's a blockage,
Right. Yeah.
Even my health, like where's the blockage? What are the missing pieces? What are the beliefs that need to shift? Right. If I stuck at a dead end job, how do I feel about my worth and value that I need to shift? To allow the universe to bring that to me.
Right. And like I said, this is your third show. Yeah. I mean, you're a regular. This is a beautiful thing. Yeah. But you've gone through a lot of transitions in just a year and a half.
Yeah.
Almost 2 years, a year and a half. And you keep talking about what the next move is.
Yeah.
And it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Now you're Reiki. You still now when you do like say Reiki itself, all right. Out of all the stuff you do, my wife does Reiki.
Yep.
She's a practitioner, non-master herself. She loves it, and does her herself. She'll do it with me, do it with her friends. Is that something you have to keep practicing? Like or is it inside you?
If it's not one of those, if you don't use it, you lose it things.
Okay,
the energy is always there.
You remember, and
it's really if you don't feel like you have it, it's just practice.
Okay.
It's
you have to have.
You
the
stop
feeling.
working out for a while, the muscles get weak. It's the same thing.
All right, yeah. So what do you do? Do you say, all right, I'm going to practice Reiki once a week? How do you do that so that you keep it?
So
fresh,
I don't intentionally practice
anything
because I know.
Okay.
Right, I know that I can do this. I know how to be a channel. I know how to let the intuitive stuff.
Right.
But yeah, if you're not feeling confident, just practice. But I will like meditate and bring in my energy.
Right.
I mean, I like playing with channeling from different parts of my body. not just the hands.
Right.
Because energy moves wherever you want it to.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's the thing is like we were talking about breathing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm into a thing. I've been doing this for almost probably a half a year now. Om chanting.
Yep.
And I'll put it on my phone or speaker. and I get up at 2 a.m. when I go to work.
Yeah.
I got to get to sleep. And I put the Om chanting on, and I do my breathing exercise because it's a pattern. Om, and then all of a sudden it stops. Then they give you a second. Then they do it again. And in that time, I'm practicing my breathing to go with the put me right out. We're talking 2 minutes. Bang, I'm out. A big deep breath. Hold it. Then when he says Om, you let the air out, and you just concentrate on that.
Yeah.
And only that. And that's
getting present in your body is really powerful.
Yeah.
Because we're so aware of the outside world. That's where most of our stress comes from.
That's where all of us.
Like
I don't think we stress ourselves.
Some of the most powerful meditations, like guided meditations I've done, is just listening to somebody. All right, now go into the space above your head, and now move down to the space between your ears, and like you're just being aware of your body.
Self-hypnosis.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
That's actually what I've been doing for me. Self-explode. Even before the phone, I would tape my own words.
Yep.
I bought a book, and relax your toes.
Yeah.
Relax your and work all the way up your body. Then work all. You can't. You can fall asleep.
Yeah.
You fall asleep.
So before I did the Psych K thing, I did affirmations, and I would record my voice.
There you go.
And put it on repeat while I sleep.
There you go.
You
And
know?
that's an affirmation.
Start programming myself.
I was doing before Om chanting. I was doing what you're saying, affirmations or self-hypnosis.
Yep.
Seeley is his name, one of the guys. He's one of the best. And I'd put him on. And I'd say, well, I'm falling asleep within 2 minutes. But they say even though your subconscious takes over what he's saying, it's all positive affirmations. It's perfect for you.
Yep.
But people think, when I go to sleep, nothing happens. I'm not absorbing anything.
What a bet.
That's what I'm saying. But that's the belief. I'm sleeping. You didn't get your... No, anything that goes in, now it's going subconsciously. And it'll filter one way or another. Yeah. And that's what you're into.
Yeah.
You're into that.
I think when we're asleep, like my consciousness is out doing stuff, you know? Like I don't need to be aware of it. I trust.
Right.
Yeah. I could be out helping people, doing Reiki on people while I'm sleeping, and, who knows? My intention is to fill myself up first and then help everybody around me.
Right. That's karma.
Yeah.
That's karma. And that's, don't you feel good when you're done? When you help someone out. And someone comes to you and say, Steve, thank you so much. You don't know how much I feel better. Isn't that the greatest thing in the world?
Yeah, it is. When I can experience someone finding freedom with something, even if they're like freaked out about it and like run away, that's where I find gratitude.
Right.
I did an expo over the summer. I set up a booth and I did some healing energy. And it was funny because I wasn't going to do like card readings, and I had a couple of people, could you do a reading for me? Like they knew. And I love it. Like it's so fun. I get animated.
You have the cards or they have cards?
I had my card. I knew, I brought them. I'm like, I know someone's going to ask.
That's cool. That is cool. We don't even talk about that. See, you're into so much, I can't keep up with you. I'm getting tired thinking about it. But
so I did some healing sessions on a couple of people, and like a couple of them were freaked out.
Imagine.
But I know, like I could feel they got something from it, and they might not even consciously know.
Right. Okay.
But something in them was attracted to me that shifted them. It's going to change,
Well, I'm a firm believer wherever you are, like even us right now, wherever you are at any point of the day is where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And you're making yourself go there, but there's a reason why you're going there.
Yeah.
You must have read the Celestine Prophecy.
Oh yeah.
That's the best book I ever read in my life.
Yep.
I think I got it in 1990, and I still have it in my house, and I'll open it up just to any chapter.
Yeah.
And I'll go, because it all comes back to me. And it's all, it's fiction.
Yeah.
But fiction, it's religion's fiction. And anything's fiction,
Is it really fiction?
Well, is everything fiction? I mean, we don't know what fiction begins.
How do we know that we're not in just one dimension and there's like infinite realities where that is not fiction? It's the truth, and we're really just writing down a dream.
In seconds. I mean, yesterday I was 3 years old.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Wow, that went by. Don't worry. We have plenty of time. You don't have plenty of time.
Yeah.
Time is flying.
Maybe not in this lifetime, but
not in this. And I'm hoping that's the case. I really am. I'm praying. You got to hope that you got to have that to look forward to.
Yeah.
Because on your deathbed, you're going to say, well, it's been fun. No.
Yeah.
I'll see you on the other side.
So you remember in the Celestine Prophecies the part where They were vibrating so high that the bad guys couldn't see them.
Couldn't see them.
I've done that.
Yeah,
I was in the grocery store.
I can imagine.
You know, just like I was having a really good day, and I saw somebody I knew, and I'm like, hey, and they didn't even
I didn't see it. Yeah, yeah.
wow, you can't even. It was amazing.
Yeah, it's you're right, because that's why I love the book so much. I relate to a lot of stuff that happened in my lifetime.
Yep.
I'm an only child anyway, but so to me, when you're an only child, you go home. Parents are getting ready for work. They say you better have an imagination, and I know my imagination it's still kind of out of control.
Yeah.
But I remember when I was in about the 4th or 5th grade, and the nun said to us, she said, in the beginning of the year, every week we're going to have someone come up and talk about the funniest thing that happened in the summer vacation. I had nothing. And every week, we had 30 weeks, 30 kids in the class. Mm-hmm. She didn't call me. And some of the kids would come up and bomb. It was like a comedy day.
Yeah.
Some kids would come up and they would make you laugh. And I said, I'm going to bomb. I got nothing. And I prayed I wasn't going to get called. I wasn't going to get called. There was 1 week left. I'm the only one left. She picked somebody else, all right? Because I always hid behind the curtain, but it didn't matter. You're getting graded.
Yep.
All of a sudden, all right, we're all done with them. And so I never did it. I was I invisible? Did I wish
You
myself?
manifested that, yeah.
And I got a B. She gave me a B. I wasn't going to argue with the B.
Well, I'll take it.
And I never did a thing. And I never forgot that. How did she, or did my praying, or my, and when I read the Celestial Prophecy and I read that chapter you're saying,
Yep.
it all come back to me. I said, wow. We've all had things like that in our life.
Oh, yeah.
You know, where, it probably saved your life too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, energy doesn't lie. Like, even there's been individuals that I've met and I'm like, I just don't like them.
Right.
You know, and a couple of years go by and you found out they were arrested for something extremely inappropriate. It's like, oh, that's why. Because something in me knew.
No, I know. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Always trust your gut.
And I want to get to this too, because there's so much I could talk to you about.
Yeah.
And you got to come back on the show very soon, because I still got a whole freak.
Yeah.
But the aura in the field around your body.
Yeah.
And there's a little thing, even that you put your 2 fingers together and you can see the body. Talk about something like that. I know that's right down your field too.
So your energy field, yeah. So some people talk about seeing auras and seeing colors, and I mean, if I focus on it, I can.
Out focus. You're out focus, so you lose your focus.
The thing to be aware of is whether you're open or closed. So some people are really closed and it can be tight, and some people are really open and they take on other people's stuff.
Okay.
So like an empath is somebody who typically is born out of trauma. So what they learn to do is they push their energy field out there like a radar, so they know they're safe. The problem is it thins your energy field, and anything can get in.
Right.
Unless you've learned how to keep yourself full. Right. So a lot of people that do spiritual work, so I got to put my shields up and I got to protect myself. But when you focus on protecting yourself, you're telling the universe, hey, I want you to give me something to be protected from. Right. So I'm like, I'm full. It's whatever's out there is irrelevant. Right. But a simple exercise is like find the edges of your energy field and bring it in.
Okay.
And then picture yourself being filled with light and notice the density. You'll feel safer.
Just like you and me talking right now.
Yeah.
And we like each other. We're friends and stuff. And I get energy just talking to you.
Oh,
and I know you probably get energy from me. And if you give good energy and you can absorb good energy, wow, your whole body is, people don't think they're getting energy from other people.
Oh, it's
or they
all
refuse.
day, every day.
All day, every day. Maybe not good energy. Maybe
even just the science of electrons, neutrons, and protons. Electrons are always moving.
Bouncing around. In this table,
We've transferred 1 million electrons in the last hour.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. And like you say, there are people who you say, something's not right.
Yeah.
And because you can feel, and you don't know what it is, but you don't want to, persecute them for it because you don't know.
Yeah.
And you can't do that. But you watch.
Yeah.
You watch. And then there's some people, they walk into a room and the room lights up.
Yep.
And there's energy in the room. I had a few friends like that, and I went, I like that. I like that. And I say, try to do stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And by doing that is being nice and helping people like yourself.
So authenticity.
Yeah.
So science can now measure vibrations of certain things like love.
Right.
Authenticity actually vibrates higher than love. So
Imagine.
be yourself.
Be yourself. Yeah. And
You know?
sometimes being yourself, like,
Even if you're weird.
goofy, yeah, goofy, but we're all goofy now.
Oh, yeah.
It's the ones who think they're not goofy.
Yeah.
Then they got the problem.
Yeah.
They're walking around with that. There's something going on. I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
And you know, it's interesting too that the whole thing about your energy field, like being an empath, when I was young, those gifts were rooted in trauma. But like, so now I'm unhealing a lot of that stuff.
okay.
So I'm like, I went through like a bit of a depression for a while in the last 9 months because I was like undoing stuff that I've done and moving the wires around. I'm like, okay, we're making a permanent install, and now we're going to have your empathy through your strength.
Right.
You know,
And move forward.
it's just like you getting a new Taekwondo student who you have to break all their bad habits.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it's moving forward.
Yeah.
Moving forward. And as I say, conversing with other human beings.
Yep.
And helping them out. Try to help each other out.
Yeah.
There's no greater feeling as when you help someone out. Or when you see someone that's grateful for what you did.
Yep.
You say, I'm glad they're happy that I did that.
Gratitude actually has a physiological effect on the body.
It sure does. Yeah.
You know,
And
boost the immune system.
it has to.
Yeah.
Think about hatred, and there's a lot of hatred in the world. You're seeing it every day,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of hatred. And I'm like, God, it hurts just watching it. It hurts. It's.
It does. I don't see it anymore. Like I'm
You let it
aware.
go.
I'm aware of it.
Yeah, you let it go.
But
guess,
I've chosen that is irrelevant from who I am.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't show up anymore as
Right.
much.
Yeah.
If it does, it means I have something to work on.
Yeah, I guess.
You know?
Because as I see through especially the media and what's going on.
Yeah.
With the wars, we always had wars.
Yeah.
We always, we're exposed to it now, as you say,
Yeah.
more than ever. So we're saying, oh, it's worse now than it ever was. No, it's probably the same.
We're more aware now.
We never, like weather. Oh, the weather's never been this bad. You don't know it because you never saw it every 2 seconds on your phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's your
Are
phone.
you aware of the 10,000 year cycles of, climate shifting
That's
on the
right,
planet
yeah,
Earth?
Yeah. So, we're exposed to a little too much, but. And then, and we're winding right down here. See how quick an hour goes by, and I try to scratch each service that I can with you, but there's so much, we can't really delve into. Maybe we'll do a couple of shows where we just delve right into what you're into at that point, big time.
We got to get your wife on here too.
Yeah, I've tried with the Reiki and stuff. You guys have some conversation. I will continue trying. She probably, hopefully she's listening now, but she just said, no, Bobby, I'm done. And you do that yourself. You have fun.
Tell you what, if she comes on the show, I'll attune her to Reiki Master.
Wow. Yeah. I'm not even going to go there. You leave me alone. Don't get me in trouble, Steve.
Well, it's an exchange of energy, right?
Sure
You're inviting
is.
me on where,
Sure.
this is...
She'd enjoy
great.
talking to you. She'd have a ball. That's why this is a good show. I told her to watch it. I said, it's going to be live, Di. Watch it. This guy's right down your alley because she loves the Reiki and she's into everything spiritual. She loves it. And she pushes it. I know I'm absorbing it a lot from her. I mean, we've been married almost 50 years. So
A poor woman.
That poor woman. When I left today, an hour ago, I just don't stop. I'm singing, I'm talking. She's going, what am I going to do when you fully retire? She goes, it's not going to work, Bob.
Right?
I go, it'll work. I says, you watch.
Yeah.
And
You'll find something to do.
oh, no, I got to get out of the house. I'll be out of the house. She'll be out of the house. We'll be, because my whole life it's either work and Taekwondo.
Yeah.
And I see her 1 hour a night. That's probably what the longevity helps.
Yeah.
1 hour a night and then get ready for the next world. Every day.
Something that's missing in a lot of relationships is the missing.
That's right.
People are together too much, especially through the pandemic stuff.
Oh my God! And you can't depend every move on what you got to have your own life.
Yeah.
And
Even when I was a stay-at-home dad and I went to mom's groups, the thing that we talked about is leave your husband alone with the baby. Let him have his own experience and figure it out for himself. Even if he screws it all up.
It's that's
Time and space.
Oh yeah. Men don't. I don't know. I can't say it, but a lot of men don't realize. But I got a grandson.
Yeah.
He's only he's 1.5, and for the first year, I am not gonna hold him. I'm scared out of my mind. I do not. I'm scared to hold the baby. Yeah. Now he's he's 1.5, and he's a bundle of muscle.
Yep.
He gets on me, and it's like,
You're gonna hold him so he doesn't like fall over.
yeah. But it was a point where if I hold him and his neck goes the wrong way, no. And if I did hold him, I'd sit in my couch like this, like a mummy. I wasn't breathing. I wasn't doing anything. I was just holding him. But well, that's about all the time we got, Steve. It's that was a beautiful session here. I enjoyed every minute of it. We're live right now on YouTube. You can catch us on YouTube. We're also Merrimack Valley Public Radio has us on about 4 or 5 times a week. You have to check the schedule. DATV.org. You can catch all the shows. We're on Spotify, any podcast network out there. So if you want to watch this show or listen to it, we're on a numerous stations. So
Sweet.
And thank you once again, Steve.
It's my pleasure.
Next time, maybe in a couple of months.
Why not?
Get the experience.
I'm sure I'll have 5 more classes under my belt by then.
There we go. Well, I thank you, everybody, for listening and enjoy yourself and have fun and train hard.